Здравствуйте, товарищи, and welcome back to Stalin's Starcraft 2 Battle Report. And in this one, I got a very satisfying match to show you guys. So, without further ado, this is on a map called Tarsonis Assault. It used to be called something different in the beta, now it's called Tarsonis Assault. I, the Stalinator, will be commanding the purple Terran. On my ally side, we've got Catalyst Z commanding the teal Protoss. And across the map, we've got Andrew as the red Protoss, and Anthony Varin as the blue Protoss. So, as you can see, Catalyst Z said that someone is cannon rushing, gotta watch out, and Andrew is cannon rushing this red Protoss guy, and you can see the first thing I did was I sent an SCV to scout around to see if anything was up. Turns out nothing was up. But unfortunately, Catalyst Z did not do the same thing. He did not examine, and here comes the cannons. The cannons are coming out, and before I get going, I just want to say that I am highly against cannon rushing. I think cannon rushing is a really dirty and underhanded tactic, and it almost never works. I've only seen it work twice. Once when I unfortunately did it, I did it in one replay, actually, and I felt dirty forever on afterwards, and wishing I didn't have that scar on my soul. And I had it work recently in another match. So I've only seen it work twice. And unfortunately, Catalyst Z doesn't really have anything to help out, anything really to hold the line against these guys. And Andrew is just placing cannons down everywhere. And as soon as I see, like I said, I think it's a dirty, underhanded tactic. And as soon as I see, someone cannon rushing, I begin to see red. I get mad. I turn on the rage mode. And I vow to, I want to take this guy out. So, and I mean, it's not like cannon rushing is hard to defend. You just gotta scout your base. Of course, at this point, I was mad. I was mad at this guy for cannon rushing. I was mad at Catalyst Z for not scouting. And you can see my base. I'm trying to switch from Zerg a little bit, try something else. Hasn't been working out the best for me, but I guess it worked out well in this map. So I'm just gonna try and pump out a ton of units. I got a nice force of Marauders and Marines, and the thing you always do with a cannon rusher is attack their base, because they're not gonna have any defenses at their base, generally speaking, and these cannons are expensive. They are expensive pieces of equipment to put down, and it's really tempting to try and throw your units at these cannons to try and stop them, but it's probably not going to work. What you always want to do is just take out the enemy as fast as you can. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. He's got one cannon defending the base. I'm going to charge right by it as if, it didn't even exist. And charge right into his base and start taking out his probe line. Down goes his next. He's got another cannon out here. Also, another thing you can do to stop a cannon rusher is if you can attack the probe and kill the probe. That's something you always want to try and do. So anyway, he had enough money to rebuild his Nexus, but he doesn't have any money left. He's got 0 minerals after rebuilding that Nexus and only 1 probe. I still have some forces around here. I'm destroying everything that's left in his base. I believe I left a couple units there just kind of like a garrison to stop them. And also he's bringing in more zealots. to try and stop me. And it stops that attack, but I've got just more troops waiting in wait. waiting, you know, and waiting eagerly to start taking this guy down. Now he's got no money and no units besides just cannons everywhere. Of course, I'm trying to take out all his pylons when I can. Catalyst Z has retreated and rebuilt. And now at this point, Andrew's got one probe slowly trying to collect minerals, and just a couple pylons and other defenses. And I'm slowly moving in and slowly taking out his pylons when I gather up enough troops. You can see that Anthony Varon has used his stalkers to attack my troops and take them out that were down here. And at that point I was really worried that he was going to just, try and swarm me. But I figured we were still in a better position because, one of his bases is pretty much dead, and Catalyst Z at this point is, starting to rebound and get gateways and other such important buildings back out on the field. And Anthony Varon is going to try and attack me with his two stalkers. That's not going to work out so well for him. And instead of using his money to buy probes, he's instead wasting them on replacing these pylons. Also, Anthony Varon is trying to proxy me and warp in troops to defend his beleaguered ally. But I decide, you know what, screw the pylons. I'm just going to run around behind and start to shoot his nexus. And of course take out his pylon that he was trying to proxy me with. And he turns and he's going to send his probes out to try and defeat me. But they're going to take out that wounded marauder, but these Marines are going to be able to stand tall against the probe onslaught and continue to shoot down his nexus. Of course, I'm going to bring in more troops to continue to take down this vile structure. I kept a guard outside in case his probes would try and escape, but they ran right into my waiting assault rifles and got destroyed. So now at this point, I'm still continuing to pump out units as fast as I can, and with it as much as I can. And I'm trying to regroup and regather my forces to take out what's left of these cannons here. I don't know what the hell I was thinking with that, but I was trying to get in behind it, take out that pylon. And also we can see, Catalyst Z is rebounding. I'd beaten back one guy, and I decided, okay, now it's time to expand. Let's, tech up and so on and so forth. That's something I'm not great as Terran. I always seem to forget to tech up because I think, Marines and Marauders will be able to kill everything. And in some cases that's true. In other cases it's not. Anyway, I stim these guys and take down the last cannon, and now these things are defenseless, and I get to wipe them out, and it feels good. It feels really good. And now he's got no longer has any forces. And that felt great. So I had amassed again a sizable army. Catalyst Z has also got a nice couple units, but I think he decides to leave. He decides to rage quit at some point, pretty soon I think actually. Decides, we're dead, lost it, kind of deal. Even though I destroyed one of their bases, but I didn't know what was up with Anthony Varin. I thought he might be having again Colossi, which would not bode so well with me, and he was actually secretly building up this mega army that was going to try and defeat me. Unfortunately, he didn't secretly build up a mega army. He had a couple stalkers and a void ray. There he goes. Anyway, good riddance to Catalyst Z. So I sent these guys up here. I want to make sure that there was no rebuilding of any bases. I can't believe I forgot to research combat shields. Usually that's the first thing I research. I spot his secret expansion. And I think to myself, well, that's no good. I best be getting rid of that. And he's going to try and bring in his Stalker force, but these are just no match for these Marauders and Marines. And it's just a massacre. It's a slaughterhouse. And that was terrible, terrible, terrible damage from Stalkers. He's going to try and bring these Void Rays, but these Marines will be able to stand tall against them and shred them up. And I'm trying to save these Marines. And, oh, there he goes. Anthony Varin has also rage quit. And all that's left is me and this, the cannon rushing D-bag. And unfortunately that Void Ray melts my last Marine. There, now they have combat shields. But I'm sending in Wave 2. To wipe out what's left of this base. And then I say to them, my enemy, are you ready to quit, you cannon rushing piece of shit? Then he blames it on his ally, I think. Oh, it's my ally's fault, blah 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 blah. I think I actually wait to see if he's gonna respond to me. Then decide, you know what, screw it, let's just attack. Oh, there he goes. And then, soon after this, he's not going to take any more punishment, and he's going to leave the game. And this match just felt so good to win. So good to win. I love beating cannon rushers. It's fantastic. Anyway, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this match. This has been JosefVStalin signing off for now. And as always, if you've got a cool replay, make sure you send that on over. And you guys take care.